Hi, I'm Mazalkan. This intro technically took me longer to write than the rest of all of my scripts combined. And the only reason that I've even finished it now is because City Burials is out and I need to review that. But I can't leave the 2-word long script that I'd written for this, so this must be finished first. Sleepwalking by Mariana Semkina. So let's start in the, well, I was going to start in the middle, but that doesn't work, it turns out, so it's the beginning again. Oh well. I guess we have to go with that. There's nothing else we can do. We can start. I guess we're starting in the beginning. It doesn't matter. Okay. Dark matter. That's the storm we're starting with. Okay. To be fair, dark matter is actually a pretty useful start for me because it stands as a perfect benchmark for the songs to come because it's simple, moving, and beautifully recorded. But ultimately, this is just a taster. A great display of what's to come that doesn't overstay its welcome. My favourite part of this song are the gentle strings in the background that give a lovely sense of composure. A theme that continues throughout the entire album. The strings are beautifully composed on this album. Song 2, Am I Sleeping or Am I Dead, hits all the same notes as Dark Matter without changing a whole lot, which makes it pretty hard to talk about. The main difference is the constant piano running through the song, but as it's a full minute longer than Dark Matter, I have to say I find it to be the weaker song. Although, I wonder what I would think if the track order was different. Again, the ambience is king here with the strings as the main draw. Ultimately, I feel this could be better, but I don't know what I'd change. Possibly adding a bit more percussion to the track would help, but screwed. I don't know, I'm not a composer yet. Now, song 3. I really rushed through the first 2 songs to get to this one because I believe this to be Sleepwalking's future classic, Turn Back Time. What a work of art this is. It reminds me strongly of early 2000s Porcupine Tree, a mix of Drown With Me and The Rest Will Flow, have I mentioned from a bit of a PT fan. But there's more than that here, there's more. Mariana's voice is used to full effect as well, making it perfect light but miserable feeling that I tend to gravitate towards, and it's constantly showing up both on this album and on I Am the Morning. And then there's the prodigious talent of Nick Beggs and Craig Blundell, spelled Crag here for some reason, which on one hand seems like serious overkill, but on the other is very much okay with me. But seriously, that guitar, that's so Stephen Wilson. Now on to song 4. I've lost count. Oh god, you can tell I've not had enough sleep, can't you? Anyway, Ars Longa, Vita Brevis. A song that derives its name from a quote by the famous Greek physician Hippocampus, meaning, "Get me a cup of tea, please." A more somber song that I can't take seriously after what I just wrote. Damn. It's good I like it, definitely. It's nice. Very, very miserable. I got nothing. On to the next song. Okay, don't fuck this one up too. Invisible. Invisible turns the creepy factor up a notch with a heavier use of synths and a more tense, urgent strings. I honestly wish this song was longer. I could totally listen to a 10-minute version of this, although you'd need to restructure the song a bit as it's basically just one big rising of tension. But I love that, and it could be 10 minutes. You could make an archive song out of this track for sure. That piano, that violin, that feeling of being pulled into the sea, it's glorious. As it is though, it's very good, but not a reason to return to the album in and of itself. Now, on to song 6, Lost at Sea, which is 5 minutes long. That's actually the longest song on the album, and it's actually quite a sparse sound overall. It's mostly just Mariana's voice, a guitar, and background sounds. And while very pleasant, it leaves me wanting a bit more. Maybe just more background, maybe, again, more percussion perhaps. There is something missing here, although I also could see myself waking up one day and finding out that this song is just perfect. Like, for the rest of my life. For now, though, I find this song to have the weakest vocal performance from Mariana, and that's in that it's only good. And she can do so much better than that. Now then, on to Skin. A song I have big mixed feelings about. It's easily the most unique song on the album. There's this big clash between the absolutely miserable lyrics and quite a bouncy piano that kind of feels out of place. But I don't know if that's a bad thing. It's well put together and it's not overdone, and it makes for a disconcerting feeling that fits the song's theme to a T. The jury's still out on this one, but I'm leaning towards It's Not My Thing. I think as it stands, this is my least favourite song on the album. Like, it's still a 6 out of 10 though. The next track is How to Be Alone, which makes up the final of the 3 songs in the middle of the album I feel to be a bit weak. It's more empowering and positive than the previous 2 and the rest of the album. And it's still negative. That's a neat trick. I'll have to ask Mariana how to pull that off over meet her. The strings are back and forth here, and they give a great feeling of defiance, which begs the question, what is there to defy? The money's on Rihanna. And from the final of the 3 weakest songs to the first of the 3 best. Well, maybe not. Or is it? I don't know actually. 3 of the 4 best. We'll go with that. All of these final 3 tracks are awesome. Let's quickly get my last gripe with the album out of the way. Everything Burns has a minor audio glitch near the beginning. This triggers me very muchly, but I persevere as the rest of the song is a wonderful dark journey through paranoia and self-harm and what is otherwise the best mix on the album, and a lovely, lovely drumming by Svetlana Shumkova. I'm sorry for that. Honourable Sudoku later. Anyway, I'd never heard of this drummer before, but she is now on my radar and someone that I'll be keeping an eye out for in the future, as she does a brilliant performance on this and on the next track. Now this next track, Mermaid song, those drums, I love this song so much. Everything from the stunning strings, which are their very best here, to the haunting lyrics, to that slow creeping transition from the calm opening, ramping up to the highest point in the whole album as it all climaxes only to crumble into one of the most gentle, beautiful violin sections, and oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I love this song, it's great. And that final bit of violin, it sets up that final song so well. That final song being Still Life. Okay, Opeth reference aside, I am a giant sucker for slow, gentle piano ballads, and this one is up there with the very best. This is probably as good as Lighthouse or Insurgentes. It's that top, 1 in 1,000, 1 in a million track. It's heart-rending. That low, brooding violin accompanying one of the most talented vocalists alive with one of the most talented keyboardists alive, and just a hint of acoustic guitar. This song isn't tear-jerking. Right? It's a full-on fucking tsunami. This song should come with a flood warning, man. It's easy one of my songs of the year. Easy. So, what do I think of the album as a whole? I think it does a great job of showing up what Mariana is all about, and I do want her to keep making solo works. This is properly good stuff. Still a bit rough around the edges, but there's so much production quality here. There's so many great musicians working with her, and she's still getting better. I'm honestly tempted to say this is better than The Bell, but it's only been out a couple of months. There is still room for me to get to know it better. And that's that. Thanks for listening to me ramble. As I mentioned at the beginning, I will be making a review on Catatonia's City Burials, so expect to see that come out around about the same time as the new Near Obliviscaris or Stephen Wilson release. Except Wilson's not releasing until next year.
Shut up. I'm not crying, you're crying.